If you've been researching how wealthy families manage money, you've probably come across two terms: the family bank and the microfamily office. Most people assume that they're the same thing, or at least closely related, but they're not. I'm Christopher Nelson, founder of Wealth Ops, where I teach people how to manage their wealth like a business and build microfamily offices. And one of the most common points of confusion I see is exactly this: people conflating these two very different things. One is a financial product strategy. The other is an operating system. Let's spend a few minutes breaking it down. Let's start with the family bank, also called infinite banking or the Rockefeller strategy. Here's what it actually is. You purchase a dividend-paying whole life insurance policy. Over time, that policy builds cash value. And instead of going to a traditional lender, you take a loan from the insurance company using your cash value as collateral. The key is that you aren't actually withdrawing your own money because your cash value stays tucked away in the policy. It continues to grow and earn dividends as if you haven't touched it. This allows your money to do double duty. It builds wealth inside the policy while you simultaneously use the loan for other things, like buying a car or funding a business. You then pay the loan back to the insurer on your own terms, effectively becoming your own bank. Now, is this a legitimate strategy? Yes. Does it work? It can, for the right person in the right situation. The insurance industry has used it for decades, and there's real math behind it. But here's what you need to understand. The family bank is a financial product. It's a tool. It's one piece of your financial picture. It handles one function: creating a pool of capital that you can borrow against. What it does not do is tell you how to structure your entities. It doesn't coordinate your tax strategy. It doesn't give you an investment thesis, and it doesn't create governance for your family to run your wealth like a generational business. It's a tool, not a system. Now let's talk about the microfamily office. A microfamily office is not a product. It is a business that you build around your wealth. It applies the same principles that families with $100 million or more have used for generations, but it's scaled for portfolios in the $1 million to $30 million investable net worth range. And instead of hiring a full-time staff like traditional family office, you leverage technology and fractional advisors. You become what I call the portfolio CEO. You set the strategy, coordinate the team, and run the business. A functioning microfamily office has 7 components. There's vision. Why does this wealth exist and what is it for? There's structures, how your assets are organized inside of the investments. There's protection, what shields your wealth from risk and taxes. There's process, what's your operational rhythm. Data, what gets measured and tracked. Advisory partners, who's on your team and how do they work together. And finally, governance, who decides what and how is your family involved. These 7 components are what run a billion-dollar single-family office, and they're the same components that run a microfamily office, just scaled appropriately. Now, here's the key insight. Could a whole life insurance policy be part of your microfamily office? Sure. It could fit inside of the protection component, and there are many people in our program that utilize them, but it's just one tool inside of a much larger system. So here's the framework for thinking about this. If your wealth management is mostly in place, you have entity structured, tax strategy coordinated, and your investment thesis clear, and now you're looking for a specific capital strategy, the family bank could be a tool worth evaluating. But if you're a first-generation wealth builder trying to figure out how to actually manage your millions, right now you don't need another product. You need infrastructure. You need a system that connects everything. And that's where most people get stuck. They buy products thinking they're building a system. They stack tools without a blueprint. And they end up with a collection of accounts and policies that don't actually work together. So it's important to understand that the ultra wealthy don't just buy products. They build systems. And then they put products inside of those systems so that if something happens to them tomorrow, the business that is their wealth continues to operate uninterrupted for generations to come. So what should you actually do? First, ask yourself, what's the problem you're solving? If you need a borrowing strategy and you understand where it fits into your overall wealth picture, evaluate the family bank on its merits. But if you're still figuring out the overall picture, start there. Build your strategy and then infrastructure first. Get the 7 components in place. Then evaluate what tools belong inside of that structure. And here's the nuance that most people miss. You might need both, but the order matters. Foundations first, tools second. If you have between $1 million and $30 million in net worth and you want to actually start building infrastructure, not just buying products, I'd love to have you in our next live workshop. It's a 2-hour deep dive on building the foundation for your microfamily office that more than 1,300 high net worth professionals just like you have attended. You're going to leave with a legacy statement, an investment thesis, and a portfolio structure tailored to your goals. Just head over to wealthops.io/go or click the link below this video to register. Our next workshop is likely just in a few days. And if you want to go deeper on what a microfamily office actually looks like, check out this video next where I break down the full structure. I'll see you there.